Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Basic Blokes. I know it has been a long time coming, but we have finally awoken from hibernation.
Now,
Spring is
a
upon
slumber.
us. Yes, and now we are back with
We're
our
back,
beloved.
better, fatter than ever,
I'm a
and
bit
blokier. Well, you've
blokier,
lost.
yes.
Yeah, we're blokier.
I've
Oh,
lost a
you
bit
have.
of weight.
You've actually
You've
have
lost a
lost
bit of
weight.
weight.
I have lost a bit. I am afraid to look at the scales, but I feel like I have lost weight. I'm trying
Yeah.
not to look at the scales, but I'm trying to focus more on the. Well, I haven't hardly had any soft drink, and that definitely would help.
Oh,
And
man.
I've just been more active. Yeah, so that's been
Well,
good.
this is absolutely fantastic. So today's topic of discussion is why I like older games versus newer games, and this is something you've really dived into recently. So,
Mm.
answer the question. What is it about these older games that you've been enjoying more than current generation?
I think the first thing that hit me was the variety of different types of games I've had. Like when I jumped on the PlayStation 3, I had all these titles I could choose from. More titles they were like kind of more riskier, risk taking titles. Like if you look at the current gen that we have right now, there's a lot of remakes, reboots of classic games that I can currently play on my PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. That were the heyday of that era of gaming, and there was no reboots. But like I feel that in this generation of gaming, it's either safe sequels or reboots or we know we're going to make money out of this franchise. It doesn't feel like there's any risks in games anymore. Not as much creativity, if
Why do
that's
you
the word.
think? Do you think there's too much of a focus on monetization in this
Oh,
current
hell yeah.
generation?
Hell yeah. You look at Call of Duty, dude. Yes, that whole chestnut. I actually re-downloaded Call of Duty because they had Rebirth. I wanted to try it out, and before I could even land on the ground, I was dead instantly. It's like, okay, Call of Duty hasn't changed. That's okay. But then you get whacked in the face with monetization, season passes, skins, all this stuff. But then I was playing a PlayStation 3 game, and I had to actually look in the menu to find DLC to buy. Like I had to actually go looking for stuff to buy in that game. It wasn't like straight in my face, So I like that. I like to actually say, okay, the main focus of this game is the game, not monetization. It's the game. We want you to play the game and experience it. And if you like this game, there is some DLC here to buy or a season pass or something. But there wasn't really that much in that heyday of that 10, 15-year gap that we've had. But in that amazing 10, 15-year gap we've had a huge change, live service, all this sort of stuff.
Do you think that though? Do you think that there might be an element of nostalgia coming into play here versus that older games actually being better than new games?
I think obviously with an older game, it's going to have like some issues and some faults. Obviously, like the look of the game. Obviously, new games obviously look great. You got that 4K experience. You got the 60 frames, whatever you want to say on console and PC. It's even higher. Bigger worlds. I know it's like these really big worlds and stuff that we get to play in, but I don't know. There's just something about an older game. Maybe it is nostalgia. I don't know. Rekindling an old flame, I guess. You're rekindling an old flame. But I did Resistance: Fall of Man. I haven't really played that franchise as much. Really enjoyed that story. It got a little bit frustrating at the end, but that was because I felt like they were just spamming enemies at the end. It was a bit lazy game design at the end. But Killzone 3, I was playing that. That was amazing. Like, PlayStation has these really good first-person shooter games that are just not currently in the current gen right now. They don't have these IPs running anymore, which is a real shame because I know they did well back in the day, and I've enjoyed the hell out of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Killzone because it was like I think it was one of the launch titles for one of the PlayStation ones.
Yeah. Well, I know that Killzone. Well, you want to see something really cool?
Okay.
I've got. I bought that. That's the original Killzone for PlayStation 2. This was supposed to be the Halo killer. Now, this
Yeah.
was Not the Halo killer, but it's still a very good game. But Killzone 2 was really, really good. That was like a really good one. And I just started playing Killzone 3 and I was really enjoying that. I don't know, just like I like the story, I like the lore. The gunplay feels really good. The covering system is really good in the game. I just feel like I know that PlayStation's doing really well with its IPs, but like where they're really doing really well with the single player experience, they're sort of like falling short behind in the multiplayer experience. When they can get these IPs, reboot them back, bring back up from the dead, and say, look, I know you guys love COD, but look, we got this stuff here on the PlayStation, and you can only play it right here. And I think they'd do well. Like they would look amazing on the PS5.
Yeah, I think in this current generation, I think if studios are going to be launching a game, that they should either completely focus on a really, really strong single player experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
10 to 15 hours that I'm just going to
Mm-hmm.
absolutely love, or a really strong multiplayer experience.
Mm.
They sit down, they think about it, something a little bit unique. Then
Mm.
have your a decent live
Mm.
service, not this
Mm.
hybridization of we're going to do this single player game, but it's also going to be live service. We're not going to give you the full game. I'm looking at you, Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
and just like it's like what is even going on?
You shouldn't you shouldn't even have a live service on a single player game. Sorry. I don't get this whole live service business. Like I understand your games make money. If you make this is the god honest simple truth, right? You make a good game, people will put money towards it, right? But if your main focus of making a game is to make money out of it, instead of losing what we all thought back in the day, is you used to see passion in the gaming industry. There used to be this drive to create these worlds, these beautiful worlds, and tell these amazing stories. I feel that is falling short lately. And that's why I have gone back to playing older games, because I feel like there was still some magic back there. There was still some creativity back there. There was still people trying to tell a story instead of trying to take money out of your wallet.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I can't remember the last time I saw a really good strategy game that like just absolutely blew my brains away. Like someone tells me, give me a good strategy game to play. It's always the same three. It's Age of Empires, StarCraft, and Homeworld. And so, maybe you've got Red Alert in there as well. But aside that, like nothing innovative has like really come out of that scene, and I think that's I think it's
sad.
It's a bit sad.
It's sad.
If we were to take lessons from older games and apply them to modern day games, what would you like to see be put back into this current generation?
I think that we need to see some creativity and some risk taking. Tell us some stories and not just worry about the money. I understand that. I think we're also part to blame, because we always want, like, I feel like people want open world. They want everything in a game. I understand that they want and in this day and age, we can probably much get those sort of things. But the problem is sometimes less is more. If you know what I mean. Like I feel like, oh, we've got this open world game. It's got multiplayer. It's got all this stuff in. It's got all this. They put so much in there. You get like overwhelmed. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to play. Where sometimes I like a simple story. I like a 10, 15 hour campaign. I can get in there, get it done, play it, enjoy it, and have that experience. And then if I want to go back in there, I know, oh yeah, I can do that campaign in 15, 20 hours. I'll play that again because I really enjoyed the story. It doesn't have to be dragged on, or it doesn't, just make us a great story with some really relatable characters that we like, and not worry about how we're going to monetize this all the time. That's the problem. Like, you look at Ubisoft. Like, have you seen the Star Wars game right now? The price of that?
How much is it?
It's expensive as fuck. I don't know what.
Look at it.
Like, you had to have a mortgage on your house to buy the new fucking Star Wars game right now. It's ridiculous. And they did the same thing with Skull and Bones. And who's buying that right now? I feel sorry for the people who paid full price for that game and all the DLC and all that shit.
It's just Star Wars Outlaws is £65.
Yeah, but look at the full edition.
What's the full edition?
with all the extra bibs and bobs. It's a single player experience, but
it's a single player game, is it?
yeah.
Okay.
But they have a service.
Star Wars Outlaws. I didn't think this game was coming out for ages. The Star Wars Outlaws, 130 what?
Mm-hmm.
130 quid.
How many fucking indie games could you buy for that? Like indie games. That's where it's at. I think indie games is definitely at least trying to turn the page over. But AAA titles right now are just not doing it for me right now, mate.
Well, it makes me laugh because Skull and Bones was meant to be a quadruple A game, wasn't it?
It was a quadruple F. Fucking failure.
Anyway, that's all we got this week's episode of Basic Blokes. Good to be back. If you have any questions, of course, leave them in the comments below. But until then, have a great week. I'll be back with more soon.
See ya.